12-year-old Bunty Stalham doesn't much like talking about what she calls her little leg. But its amputation is now part of an urgent review into the harms done by Great Ormond Street hospital surgeon Yaser Jabbar, who worked there from 2017 until 2022.
If you can't trust Great Ormond Street, I don't know who you can trust. As parents, you sign the consent form, but you think that Bunty's going in for an operation that she needs, and you're putting her life in the hands of someone else that you trust.
The review was ordered after a damning report by the Royal College of Surgeons on Mr Jabbar and how the hospital had dealt with complaints about him. Leaked to the Sunday Times, it said Jabbar had exhibited unacceptable and unprofessional behaviour, including being aggressive and threatening towards staff. There was poor record keeping, unacceptable assessments of children before surgery, operations without proper consent. Children were subjected to surgery that had no clear benefits or justification. There was altering of clinical records after surgery and a dismissing of concerns raised about their recovery. Bunty was born with a genetic condition that meant tumours were growing in her lower leg. The family believes Mr Jabbar should have amputated earlier. Instead, she firstly had 2 operations that failed.
And then he decided to lengthen her leg with a bone from her hip. And after that operation, he was all smiles and, it's been a success, her leg's even 3 centimetres longer than the other one, and then that didn't work. So he done leg lengthening, leg shortening, and then eventually he said, we have to amputate. I was kind of cornering Jabbar in the office and what have you done? I could never get an explanation out of him. He threatened me with security one day.
What has emerged from the Royal College of Surgeons report is not only the harm done to the children, but how the management at Great Ormond Street dealt with this. The report says a number of staff raised concerns more than once, both verbally and in writing. The report says they were met with either a lack of decisive action or no response at all.
We need to have proper duty of candour, we need to have obligations on people to report wrongdoing. We need to have corporate responsibility that genuinely bites, because until people are held to account, human behaviour will often defer to a solution that best suits them, and very often that is turn a blind eye or shoot the messenger.
Following their first report, the Royal College was then asked to review 721 cases. Of 37 so far, 22 children were found to have come to some degree of harm, 13 described as severe. Bunty's report, seen by Channel 4 News, says she suffered moderate harm.
We was administering dissolvable tramadol to Bunty. That was the painkillers they put her on. And I was actually crushing it up and dissolving it and putting it in a syringe and feeding it to her.
Great Ormond Street said,
while it is essential that the care given to a number of our patients is reviewed by independent experts, we cannot imagine the impact this will be having on them. To Bunty and her family and all the families impacted, we wish to say we are deeply sorry.
Mr Jabbar, who has moved to Dubai, has now been suspended from a hospital there. In a statement, he said,
patients' best interests have always been at the heart of the care I provide, and I remain committed to the highest standards. Given the opportunity, I'll continue to cooperate with any ongoing investigations. I'm unable to offer any further detailed comments due to not having seen the reports.
Within the next few days, families will be asked by Gosh if they want to see the full college report. Dean Stalham says what he wants more than anything is an apology, and it has to be, he said, heartfelt.